Freestyling is super important, I feel like.
I could never. I can't even think that fast, honestly.
If you put your mind to it, I think you could, man.
Just
as long as you're
out
comfortable.
Words, no.
Yeah, as long as you're confident with your words, I think for sure.
Said you split the life you live, I've been focused on my
So we're gonna open up the interview actually with a game based off of your first album.
Oh, shit,
There's
okay.
a lot of candy references.
Yeah.
So what we were thinking, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to, but we have these gummy bears.
Thank you so much. I love
and
gummy
like
bears.
you can build a little house for your candy town with the toothpicks.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll just ask you questions, but you can like do that as we talk.
Nice, thank you.
Of course. So, how are you feeling for your performance at HITC? Because you've done it before in LA and you did Coachella, but
I'm always excited to be in Head in the Clouds all the time. It's just always like a wholesome energy all the time in Head in the Clouds, and it being in New York also is just like really nice because New York's one of my favorite cities. And I'm just excited to perform new music and see my fans again, so it's a good time.
Is there anything about like performing live that you really like? Oh my god.
Yeah, I fucking snapped
Did
it.
you give yourself a splinter?
No, it's all good.
Okay. Is there anything that you like about performing live? Like, how does it compare to being in the studio, I guess?
I guess performing live is definitely like one of my favorite things ever when it comes to like my job, I guess. It just brings out a complete new energy and a perspective to the song. So I like to perform my songs live a lot, and I think it's just like, it's very fun to see like even my fans. It's like a show itself when I watch my fans like go crazy for my music too.
How does like New York compare to other cities, like especially in Indonesia or Southeast Asia? Like, what are the crowds like, I guess?
It's always different. For Indonesia, of course, it's like more of a homecoming experience. But I've always found New York to be like really fun to perform in, even during my tour, because I performed here during tour. And it's one of my favorite cities to perform. So it's just a lot of energy out here.
Yeah, I mean like New York is a fashion capital, so you also have that when you
Hell
come
yeah,
here.
I love fashion, so yeah, exactly.
Wait, when did you fly in?
For this time around, I flew in 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. So have you been like shopping and stuff in New York?
I didn't have time actually, but after Head in the Clouds, I will have time. I'm going back, so.
Who's your like biggest fashion inspiration right now, or like what are you really into? Which trend, I guess?
Which trend? I'd have to say like I always like the sports stuff, like jerseys or like mesh quality material. That's definitely my favorite stuff right now. Martine Rose does a lot of stuff like that, and I think she's one of the best out right now for sure. So she's definitely an inspiration. Moala is also a really good band that's out right now, and I think those two in particular for sure.
I feel like it's also really interesting with like sportswear. Like, okay, well we have like Gorpcore now,
right?
Like
Gorpcore,
with Arc'teryx and
exactly.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But like also Y2K is definitely influencing that because people are wearing like sports jerseys that are like oversized. They're wearing cargo pants and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any like anything that you hate right now that's happening in the fashion world?
Anything that I hate?
Yeah.
In particular, I don't think. Timberlands.
Timberlands?
Like
you
honestly,
can't say that here.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't hate Timberlands.
Okay.
Like I own like 2 pairs of Timberlands. It's even a childhood sneaker for me. Like I would rock Timberlands when I was like 14, 13.
Shit.
But it's just like the oversaturated baggy pants and Timberlands and everyone trying to dress up like Lil Yachty or something like that.
True.
I think it's getting oversaturated for sure. But I respect people who do it. I think because there's this trend where
like,
people.
I don't want to get canceled. You're like,
I don't want to get canceled. Like I love the Timberland fits and all that, but it's like getting saturated.
Have you seen like their, I don't know, the Birkenstock-esque Timberlands? Have you seen?
I haven't actually.
They came out with their own like sandals.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. That feels creative. So I'm always up for that.
Well, both of your parents are designers, right? Like they're in the fashion.
My dad is in the fashion industry. He's like works in garments, and my mom is just like really into fashion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you weren't like, being a musician, do you think you would have gone into that industry instead? Like, I guess where do you think you would be instead?
I would definitely do something arts related. Definitely. I was gonna do film, honestly, and in New York, and do that for college.
Oh no.
But ended up just going with the music. But definitely around that realm for sure. Fashion and film has always been interesting.
So why was it music then that stood out to you? Like what made it your calling, I guess?
I guess just me experimenting all the time when I was younger, and it worked out for me at that time. So like I already garnered a decent following back in Jakarta, even though it was locally, it was enough to motivate me to push harder. And gradually I just like enjoyed the art of just making music and like how creative you can go with it. And like I'm just in love with storytelling in general and hip hop music, so it just stuck with me over the years. I feel like fashion is a little harder sometimes, and film can be like time consuming. So
but like since you've been a musician for like I feel like it's relative, but it's so long because it's like you're young, so
right.
It's more of your life than like another person.
Yeah.
Have you found like it less interesting? Like, is it more like a job now that like you're signed, you're working with people in the studio? Like, right. It's more like you clock in almost.
Right.
Does that take away any of the passion for it?
Definitely. I always want to see it as a passion forever, but then obviously it dips in and out. Yeah. And there's more responsibility. I feel like when I'm older, like priorities shifted quite a bit. Yeah. It's just the simple things like taking care of family, for example, or like having to provide for myself, and like without music, what position would I be in, you know? So I definitely take it more seriously, and I just don't have as much as fun as before, for sure. But it's still music that I enjoy, that I'm making, so I still enjoy it a lot.
Is that why you try to like change your sound so that's more interesting for you? It's like, oh, I haven't done this before, so. For sure, I always look out for new sounds. I feel like that's like the goal, to always like keep your passion alive. I feel like if you just make the same old thing, it just feels too industrial, and that's not my goal at the end of the day. I just want to make music for myself. And what are you working on right now?
I'm working on like a mixtape project.
Oh wait, well I saw Split come out, and I've been listening to that nonstop. It's
Thank
so
you.
good.
I appreciate that.
But like Chasu, what's his name, right? He's like
Chasu.
your producer. Is he working on this stuff with you too?
Yeah, he's been working on like basically almost the whole project.
Oh wow.
Like we always do, and it's just like over the years we try to find like a sound that felt comfortable for both of us, and a sound that we can just like continue to make all the time, to make a consistent sort of project. And Split is like one of our favorite songs that we've made off the project, so
I think that is my favorite song that you've made though, actually.
Wow, thank you so much, I appreciate that. That's
but
a
like
lot
I
of
was
people
looking
say
at
that.
the YouTube comments, and people were like, guys, this isn't really what he usually puts out, and I was like, well,
they miss the
is it
rap
bad
stuff?
if I like this?
Yeah. No, I think it's always a change. I feel like I don't know, it's one of my favorite songs I've ever made. I think it's very personal, it's not doing too much, and it's something that I can enjoy on a daily basis. So I love that song.
No, I was doing my research while listening to it. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, even the other interviews, I was still listening to your song. So.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Honestly, like, is that the roof for like the entire?
I guess it's just the hut that I made.
Okay, the hut.
I should have added more stuff, but I couldn't pierce it.
No, that's actually like the press tent. How do you usually start off the creative process with all of your songs? You start off with like the beat. Well, I guess Chasu would do that, but like, you start off writing it, or do you top line like?
Well, nowadays it's like Chasu would start up a beat. It could either be the drums, or it could be a sample, or like some sort of loop. And then I would already start writing as he's like making the beat. And then whatever melody comes to my head first, kind of just like I try to lay it down as fast as possible, because that's always the melody that feels right. I feel like that's just a tip for any musician in general. I feel like if you just go with the first thing that comes to your mind, it's always going to be the best and feels the most natural. So that's what I've been doing.
So do you usually like freestyle in the studio then? Because I watch some of your like cypher videos, and like not everybody can do that.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, freestyling has always just been like a fun thing that me and my friends would do growing up, like ever since like I was 13, 14 in the car. And then it just gradually became more serious as I made music. But like freestyling is super important. I feel like
I could never. I can't even think that fast, honestly.
If you put your mind to it, I think you could, man.
Just
as long as you're
out
comfortable.
Words, no.
Yeah, as long as you're confident with your words, I think for sure.
Wait, so like you grew up in Jakarta though, but is English your second language or your first language, or like English? I guess what is your first language?
I think still Indonesian. I feel like kind of, but English I pick up more on. I'm more fluent in English than Indonesian.
That's why I was so impressed with your cipher, because I was like, okay, it's not even your first language, and you're like thinking so fast. You're like having it rhyme.
Right.
Like I'm like, how do you even do that?
Right. I went to an international school growing up, so I feel like I just spoke English ever since like I was a baby. So.
Well, was a lot of the rap that you listened to in English?
Yeah, it's very rare to find like Indonesian rap artists. I feel like I don't really see too much. I only like found out about Indonesian rappers when I was like 17, which was like 4 years ago. So.
Would you ever make a track in Indonesian?
I don't know. Sometimes me and Brian would have conversations about like, yo, you want to make like an Indonesian
Well, I watched your guys' like Genius interview, and Brian had that question.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, I don't want to do it unless it's like going to be good. He was like, I'm waiting for that moment. Is it the same with you?
Definitely. I don't want to like disrespect anything. I don't want to like make it light or something. And especially being not crazy fluent in Indonesian, I don't know if it's like the right choice for me to do that. Maybe one day, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I've definitely used Indonesian words.
So like, how do you feel like your second release, Boy of the Year, compared to your first? Like, do you feel like people are expecting that kind of music from you?
I feel like a lot of people were just starting to get to know me at that point. So they didn't really have like any comparisons with my first album that much. I feel like, or at least I didn't see any. And it just came naturally. I feel like the first album I was just in such a different place in life, and I was still in high school.
How long did it take to make each of those?
For Sugartown, it was like roughly around 6 months, maybe 5 months, 6 months.
Wait, that's really fast.
Yeah, I mean, me and Chasu work like really fast. We just like work on music every day. Like in high school, I would nonstop just like make music every day.
Because it wasn't your job yet.
It wasn't my job yet.
It was like your hobby. You had like that burning like passion.
Exactly, and yeah, I just had like a incredible passion for Sugartown. It was just all DIY stuff, like the cover art, photo shoot. I remember being like super excited to like even pick my photographer out to shoot the album cover, and like how it's gonna match sonically with the music, and like I was in love with the idea of like conceptual albums and stuff like that. Very into like Tyler the Creator and artists like that, Mac Miller.
Yeah, I can see the influence for sure.
Yeah.
With Split though, like, because I guess you're in a totally different place when you're making music now, because it is your job.
Yes.
So like with Split, why that music video is like a compilage of like random moments, like
exactly.
It was really chill.
Right. Yeah.
But is that gonna be like a single that you're teasing for like an album, or is it gonna be like its own standalone thing?
You're saying towards the end of the video, or are you saying just the video in general?
The video in general,
right? And
then like, oh my god,
what was that?
A feather?
It's just a random feather.
Yeah.
Feather from the skies.
Oh my god, it's stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what to do, but it's fine. Yeah, so like, I guess, what was inspiration for the music video? And then, is that single that you made, is it going to relate to a bigger project?
Yeah, so the single, it's going to relate to definitely a bigger project. I think it's my, the most songs ever on a project I'll ever have, I think.
Shit.
So it's just like we're making just a bunch of cool vibes for the album. It's like nothing, I'm not doing too much, it's less conceptual, I feel like. It's more of a mixtape, that's what I like to label it. It's just like a collection of songs that I've made over the 2 years, not thinking too much about it.
Are there a lot of collaborations coming up with like the project that you're working on? I guess like what would you tell like fans? Like what do you think that they should expect?
I think they should expect some collaborations for sure. I've worked with a couple of artists. And yeah, I think they shouldn't expect too much. I feel like they should expect good music coming out. You already know what it's like from Split. There's obviously like a wide variety of music, but they all exist in the same sound, and it's gonna be consistent. So. And as far as the video, it's just like literally me and Chasu documenting our days.
Wait, why purple though? I felt like purple was like a heavy color in the video.
Right, yeah. So the video was shot in this like bar. I forgot the bar name honestly, but we were just like having a night out, and then we felt like red didn't match the sound of the video. So like,
was it initially supposed to be red?
Yeah, it was a red light.
Oh, was the bar? Oh, so you guys changed it when you edited?
We changed it in the edit. So we edited the video too. I don't know. Purple is just a cool color. I like purple right now. It just fits.
Wait, what's your favorite color? I'm just curious.
Favorite color has to be like probably yellow.
Oh, okay.
Yellow is probably my favorite color, but purple right now is my favorite color. It always changes. I have a new single coming out like this month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Another one?
Another single. So
how does it compare to Split?
It's different.
Yeah, I took that bitch to rodeo and the new Sailor runs. Now I'm smelling like weed smoke.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
I see
it's gonna
the
be a slower
mixtape
song.
thing then.
Yeah, exactly. So new song, I'm very excited for that. It's like I've never tried a song like that ever before. So I'm excited to do that, yeah.
I'm excited to hear it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the end of the interview.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.